Hey, I'm Michael with Clearstream, and I'm here at Gateway with Michael, also at Gateway. So Michael, why don't you tell us what you do at Gateway?
Yeah, I'm a software developer at Gateway Church, and I had the opportunity a couple years ago to meet you guys here at Gateway Conference and begin to talk about our journey into using Clearstream as our primary texting platform. And we just really kind of got connected, and I was able to roll that product out over the last couple of years with our team and really have changed the way that we've done ministry as a result of using Clearstream. Texting is hard, right? It's like, what do you do? Like, you have all of these options that you can kind of play with. Do I send videos? Do I send keywords? How often do I text people? How often do I wait for people to text me back before I do anything? Am I proactive? Am I reactive? Having some type of strategy for this segment that you're working with is really important. And I think secondarily, understanding what's working and what's not working by looking at analytics is secondarily the most important thing that you can do besides just praying over what you're doing and thinking through that from a perspective in regards to, like, what is the Lord saying that we should do with this segment of people, right? Like, obviously you want to make sure that Christ is centric to the messaging you're doing, because the whole point is for us to be the church in the moments. But using the tools that are in the platform to look at the data holistically and say, all right, so people get stuck up at this point in the journey, they opt out because of this particular thing. We need to go back and A/B test against that stuff, because at the end of the day, the stuff that we're messaging to people hopefully is really impacting them on a personal level. It's nudging them into a deeper relationship with the Lord. And if they're opting out after the second message, you probably don't have a great campaign.
Yeah.
And so it's not just setting something up and letting it be static, but each of these campaigns is something you need to give a little bit of time to and then go back and reassess what's working and what's not working. And I think that's one of the challenges that we face with so many of our keywords, is that we start off really strong. We build this beautiful campaign and we let it just sit as an evergreen thing, right? But people grow and people change, and data comes in from the people who are in these sort of campaigns and these automated workflows. And we need to know what's working and what's not working. And usually that's because we're tracking things like clicks in a link. We're looking at call to actions. We're seeing how many people are following up by messaging us back in, because sometimes we just leave stuff as an open-ended question. How can we pray for you today? How many responses do we get back on those messages? Is it helping those people? At the end of the day, we're using data to drive that stuff. And as good as your data is, the better your ministry can be.
And you guys are looking at really all of this holistically. Texting is a component of your connection strategy with your people at Gateway. So sure, you're looking at our analytics in Clearstream, but really you're pulling that out through our API, and you're comparing it with everything else to kind of get a full bird's eye view of what's happening with this person or this segment.
Well, it's crazy because you think about it. We have 10 campuses, right? And we have youth ministry and young adults ministry and adult ministries and outreach opportunities and classes. And it's like, okay, well, that's a lot, right? And so it's like, okay, what's working, what's not working? So you have all of these different segments. Our students ministry kills it with texting. They use all of our credits, like all of them. And we love that because our students are staying engaged, right? When I was in youth ministry, that wasn't an option, right? I didn't really have a phone. Right. And when I did, I probably had 12 texts a month. That was like not 50 cents a text, right? Yes. So now it's like ubiquitous. Everybody has it. Texting is normal. People don't check their emails, right? So they can't use email as that strategy. So what is the right strategy for a student and a young adult in today's age? Well, it's messaging. Because that's the thing that they have with them all the time. That's the format in which they're used to receiving communication. So let's do things that are relevant. Let's give them content that matters to them. Let's look at what they open, what they don't open. And not only that, let's compare it against the things that we know work collectively. So we're using Bitly to track links to see what it works collectively. We now see a source for that where it comes through an SMS. We can see that that's the particular way that it's being linked to versus online for a web link. We could see those things, and from there, we're building and refining campaigns to make them more and more relevant to the segments that we're trying to find. What I would say is, don't worry about segmenting everything. Find a particular segment and set a strategy and see if that works. And when it doesn't work, realize that it's not broken, it just isn't the right strategy, and it's okay to fail, but you got to fail forward.
Yeah. Basically, don't let your content be just evergreen with texting specifically and keywords and workflows. Be always retesting.
Retest, re-verify, make sure that it's relevant, make sure that, that people are finding value in it, and you're going to know that based off of some of the triggers that are in there. And from there, get user feedback. Ask people who are a part of your congregation, what they would like to see more from you, how you can help to minister them throughout the week. Because each congregation, each person is different. And so the more you can know about your congregation, the more you can minister to them. And just like we would minister to them in person by praying for them and asking them how we can serve them, we can do that same thing using texting as that platform.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, thank you very much. Hopefully this was helpful if you're a church looking at utilizing texting or already are texting and trying to get some better ideas of how to do texting better. Hopefully this was helpful. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to help. Thank you.